Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. This is episode 226, The GOAT Life. And first things first, rest in peace to the great Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, number 8, number 24, one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. Rest in peace to his daughter, Gianna Bryant, Gigi, the Mamba Sita, as he called her. Rest in peace to the other 7 victims on that helicopter, and condolences out to all of their families. You know, we were all blindsided by this news this past Sunday. It literally came out of left field like a foul ball. You know, people die every day, yes indeed. Celebrities die every day. But something about this Kobe Bryant situation just seems so surreal. I don't want to accept the fact that it's real. Like, Kobe Bryant is really gone. This tragic incident, it's crazy. And the world mourns right now for him, for his daughter, and for everybody else. The Empire State Building in New York was lit up purple and gold. The Sears Tower here in Chicago is lit up purple and gold. You know, multiple landmarks, countries around the world have paid tribute to Kobe in some way, shape, or form. Multiple murals have already been created in his memory for him and his daughter. The world mourns. It's just crazy that Kobe Bryant is gone. So sudden, so young. He was only 41 years old. That's 10 years older than what I am. You know, it hurts. And Kobe Bryant, we know what he did on the court. We know, he's a 5-time NBA champion. We know he's a 2-time finals MVP. We know, he was number 4 on the all-time scoring list. LeBron just recently passed him on the scoring list. We know his greatness on the court. We know his killer instinct, how he always wanted to go deeper. He always wanted to go as far as he can go, push himself as far as he could to be the best. Outside of Mike, it's a very select few of players that kids wanted to replicate and emulate. Allen Iverson was one of them. Kobe Bryant was one of those people. Kobe Bryant was one of those players we all wanted to be like. You ball up a paper ball and you shoot it into the trash can, we scream Kobe. You shoot an impossible shot on the basketball court, we scream Kobe. That was for a reason, because we saw the greatness in him from the start. And the crazy thing is, even after he retired from basketball, he was still great. The only reason he rode around in helicopters, it wasn't because he wanted to live a life of luxury. He rode around in helicopters, and he said this in an interview, because he wanted to have more time with his family. He wanted to spend more time with his daughters. He got tired of the traffic, the LA traffic. He wanted to be able to make it to pick them up after school. He wanted to be able to make it to their games, to their extracurricular activities. He flew around in a helicopter for his family. He wanted to be the greatest dad that he can be. He became a businessman after he retired. The man won an Oscar. He started a venture capital firm. He started a sports academy to train youth in athletics, underprivileged youth at that. He helped with the homeless. He was in the community. Kobe Bryant was great at everything he did. Not just basketball, but in business, in family, in everything he did, in community. Kobe Bryant wanted to be the GOAT in everything. And as a result of his desire, as a result of his drive, the world mourns. We remember his legacy and his impact. Everyone is paying tribute to Kobe Bryant. Even if you wasn't a Kobe Bryant fan, you were still a Kobe Bryant fan, because you had to respect the greatness that he gave off, that atmosphere, that aura. And that's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have to strive to be. It doesn't matter if you're a janitor. If you're a janitor, you have to strive to be the greatest janitor on this earth. And then eventually you're going to move up and have your own janitorial company that's going to become the greatest janitorial company on this earth. It doesn't matter what your job is. It doesn't matter what your career is, what your business is. You have to strive to live a GOAT life. You have to do that not just for yourself, but for everybody around you. You do not know the type of people that you inspire every day by waking up and doing what you do. Kobe Bryant didn't know me. Kobe Bryant didn't know most of the people that adored him and that were inspired by him. But guess what? He still impacted us. He still showed us what it's like and what we have to do to be great. So you don't know who's watching you on social media. You don't know who's watching you in your everyday life. So every single day, you have to wake up and become that relentless monster that we talked about last week. And you have to continue to strive to be great. You have to continue to defeat all the odds. No matter what type of failures you had to endure, no matter what type of fear you have in your heart, no matter what type of obstacles are in front of you, you have to continue to tell yourself, I'm going to be great. I'm going to defeat this. I will win. Live a GOAT life. Because when you live a GOAT life, you have no other choice but to be on top. Kobe Bryant went to 7 finals. He has 5 rings. Yeah, he lost 2, but he has 5 rings. He won more than he lost. His accolades are far greater than his failures in life, period. That's what happens when you strive to be great. When you strive to be great, life has no other choice but to give you wins. Because you're taking it, because you're demanding it. You're not settling to be mediocre. You're not settling just because you had a failure, just because you took a loss. You deserve it and you want it. And when you live that GOAT life, you inspire other people to want to be GOATs. You inspire other people to want to be better at what they do. And when that time comes, when you leave this earth, because none of us are going to live forever. Let's just keep it real. We're not going to live forever on earth. Eventually, we're going to pass on to another realm. When that time comes, everybody that you impacted will remember your legacy. They will pay tribute to you. That's what it comes down to. What will your legacy be when you leave this earth? When you leave this earth, are people going to just be like, oh yeah, well, who cares? Or are they going to feel something? Because you touched them. Even if you didn't meet them, even if you never said a word to them, your work and the way you carried yourself and everything that you embodied resonated with them and changed their life for the better. So again, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to his daughter. Rest in peace to all of the victims. Life doesn't last forever, but your legacy will. Your legacy will last forever when you live a GOAT life. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Always strive for greater. Even if greater comes later, continue to strive for it. Because life has no choice but to give you those wins when you do that. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for 2 things. Number 1, please leave a 5-star review. And number 2, please pass it on to somebody else who you know may benefit from it as well. So until next week, ladies and gentlemen, keep that Mamba mentality because the marathon continues. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next week.